Okay, Kal Kadosh Michbad. I'd like to continue on what we began to talk about last night, specifically the laws of the Teshuvah, which is in the Rambam in the Sefer Hamada. It says over here, we talked yesterday about the requirement of doing vidui, that the first aspect of the Teshuvah, of action, first of course the person has to feel guilty from what he done, and by feeling guilty in what the person did, that allows them to begin to recognize that they need to change their behavior. And the first action a person does after the Sur Merah is Aseh Tov. And what is Aseh Tov? Aseh Tov here is to do the vidui. Ketzad mitvadeh. How does a person do vidui? Omer, the Rambam says, Ana Hashem, hatati, aviti, pashati lefanecha, ve'asiti kaf v'kaf. I sinned, I transgressed, I acted in a very bad way before you. Ve'asiti kaf v'kaf. And I did this, which a person has to specify the exact sin that he's doing the vidui for. V'harei nihamti uboshti b'ma'asai. I regret what I've done, and I'm embarrassed by what I've done. Ule'olam eni hozel davar zeh. And forever I will not return back to the deed that what I'm doing vidui for. And the Rambam says, Zehu ikaro shel vidui. This is the essential part of the vidui, which is the confession that we say. V'chol hamabel hitvadot, and whoever does a lot of viduyim, ulaharich be'inyan zeh, he goes longer, which means he talks about how much he feels bad and how bad he is and how much he wants to improve. Harezeh meshubach. So of course a person can ask an immediate question. The Rambam, the Lashon the Rambam used for the vidui over here was hatati, aviti, pashati. But everybody knows, if you look at the vidui in the Sidur, what does it say? Hatanu, avinu, pashanu. So we see when we do this the vidui, when we're praying together with the tzibur, or when we're doing the selihot, or when we're doing on Rosh Kippur, Yom Kippurim, when we do the viduim, it's lashon plural. It's a plural lashon. So what is the difference? What's the chiluk here? Why here in the tefillah are we doing in the lashon or the rabim? And there are many, many answers to that. And one of the answers is when a person is doing a vidu at an individual sin that he has committed, he knows he committed the sin. There are some things in the vidui maybe the person didn't do. It says over here, maradnu. Maybe the person never rebelled against God. Marinu divarecha. Maybe he never did this. So this lashon of the vidui is including all of Klal Yisrael. So of course the person can ask a question. Why don't I just, it's nice. It's an Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet. So it wouldn't be nice if a person eliminated things that doesn't fit nicely. But one could say that maybe I was not guilty of this sin. Let me just skip this one. Let me just leave this one out. It wouldn't fit nice for the acrostic, but let me skip this one. What's the idea here? We have the concept of Kol Yisrael Arevim Zabazeh. Every Jew is responsible one for another. Even more so, it says in the Gemara, if a person sees another individual doing something wrong, and doesn't speak up, he's not mochiach oto, he doesn't talk to him about what he's doing wrong, nitpas be'oto avon. Which means, why is he not talking about with his fellow Jew that he's sinning? Because really inside, he wants to be sinning like that. That's why he's not speaking up. Because if he truly understands his responsibility, he understands what his responsibility is, how could he not speak up? So really, he has the desire to do this sin on the inside, and that's why he's not speaking up. And what's going to happen over the course of time? He's going to himself fulfill that, do that sin, just like the person that he didn't do constructive criticism. So the lashon of the vidui is to say, maybe I'm personally not guilty of that one sin that's mentioned there. But did I speak up every single time I saw somebody else doing that? On Yom Kippurim we say, but that we halanu Shabbat. Maybe the person's not mehalel Shabbat. So how are you hitting your chest? Halanu Shabbatot? I was not mehalel Shabbat. Or halanu Hashem. Maybe the person didn't do this avon. To understand that all the opportunities that you had to help your friend not sin and you did not speak up when you could have had a hashpa'ah, this needs pasbel to avon. And that's why the lashon is the rabim, to say a person, we have to understand we are responsible for each other. And in the Tefillah and Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippurim, there's another yesod that people don't recognize. The Gemara teaches us that if a person needs something, and he prays for someone else who needs exactly what he needs, he gets answered first. Which means one of the secrets to having a person's tefillot answered is to find someone else who needs exactly what he needs. Maybe he's single and needs a shidduch. Maybe he has no children, unfortunately. He wants to have children. Maybe he has difficulty with parnassah. He sees someone else needing difficulty with parnassah. So, what? Okay, maybe he needs a different car. So what happens? By praying for his friend to get what he needs, Hashem answers him first. So we see how much a person should be looking to the friend. And when we're praying for the parnassah, when we're praying for the hayim, when we're praying for the children, when we do this on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim, how should you be doing it? You should be praying for yourself. You should be praying for yourself, included in Klal Yisrael, and thinking about other people that need. And then what happens? Now your tefillah is much more powerful. And imagine if everybody in the Bet Knesset is not praying for himself, but is praying for other people in the Bet Knesset. Of course, Hashem is going to answer the tefillah more strong. And that's why one of the reasons the Lashon of the Vidui is in the Rabbim. Of course, if you have an individual sin that you've done that you need to do Vidui for, don't wait for Yom Kippurim. Do it immediately. Hatati, aviti, pashati, I did this and this. When we're talking about a kollel together, a person should keep in mind everyone else, not be so selfish to think about only yourself. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.